Jackson Ray. Most of you probably know who I am, but I doubt many of you know where I've come from, or the background of any of your fellow classmates for that matter. I come from a fairly well-off white family in a predominantly white culture. I grew up in North Portland. I was raised in a house with two mothers, and when I was 6, they split. After that, I was raised in 2 houses, both with very different sets of rules and ways in which they were run. I learned how to adapt to new environments constantly, and this prepared me for what was to come. I was pretty sheltered from the outside world until I went from a private school to a public elementary school called Chief Joseph Elementary, one of the many schools in Portland where white kids are the minority. This was one of the biggest eye-openers for me. I realized that there's more to the world than a privileged education and mostly white people around me. I learned that people have different backgrounds and that we should accept them for who they are. I realized that not everyone had enough to eat every day. Some kids got all their food from school. Not everyone had a safe place to live or loving parents. Some kids didn't speak English as their first language and struggled with school and their schoolwork. Everyone had their own challenges. These concepts and lessons have been reinforced over the course of my many years here at Jackson. We have a lot of different cultural groups represented in our student body, and I believe that this is a great thing. We all have a different history. Some of it we share with others, some of it we don't. But whether you share it or not, it still exists, and it still affects who you are. You may not know where everyone came from or where they will go, but it's important to respect them no matter what. You shouldn't judge people based on their family, on how much money they have, or their ethnicity or cultural background. You can only judge them based on the way they behave and act around you, not on what you have heard from other people about them. What I'm trying to say is that there is more than the color of our skin or where our parents and grandparents came from. It's about who you are as a person, what you aspire to do in life, what you think about the world around you, your ideas, your thoughts. Everyone has a different personality and perspective on life. Those 2 things, along with some other factors, are the main ingredients that make you who you are. Your perspective on life and how you treat others are combined to make you, you. Nobody will ever be the same as you. There's always more to people than what you see on the surface. Discrimination for any reason is not okay in our community. To make sure you are doing your part, all you need to do is to begin to understand more about people than just what you see on the outside, and look for what matters, which is perspective and how they treat others. Finally, I have come to understand more about everyone around me and myself through these experiences and teachings. We all learn from each other, and this is one thing I really hope you take to heart and share with all whom you meet. The fact that everyone is different, and everyone should be able to be who they are or who they want to be under any circumstances.